Next chart I'm going to go through here is Apple. Try to do it real quick here. Looks like we ended up with another inside candle. What I mean by that is this price action today was contained completely in all of the price action from yesterday. As you can see, yesterday was 144.25 to 147.5, and today price just stayed within that range. Now, another inside candle worth mentioning, if you watch any of my videos last week, I mentioned this one right here was setting the stage for a potential gap up. The market makers were seeing stop losses up above here because of a failed follow through on this breakdown right here. And as it happens, that's exactly what took place, and now we're up where we're at. It's a very similar pattern set up here on the daily chart. This candle right here should have been and probably was taken as a short signal for some bears, and it's a pretty reliable signal. I mean, it could be considered an evening star. Had a good amount of volume to confirm there was a level of importance there, and it sold off. Now the next day, gap down. So any shorts that did not take profit here, their stops are now trailing price down. So their stops are actually going to be right here at 147.20, which is just over today's high. And again, market makers are going to see these stops, and they'll probably hunt for them because that's easy money to them. Now on the same side of the other side of the coin here, you will have some bulls whose stops is right here at 145.75, call it. Basically right with this 8-period exponential moving average over here, this blue line. Well, I guess it's 145.60 over there. So I'm just going to go by these price levels here. I'm leaning more towards the bullish side of this trade here because there was a false breakdown right there, and I'll be looking for some continued momentum above this 147.20. Now the one thing worth mentioning is tomorrow is Friday, options expiration, and Apple does not typically make big moves on a Friday, so I'm not going to be too over anxious to hold on for a long trade. Just try and get some profits, get in, get out. There is a little bit of a trend here that I can still see where it has held. Came down yesterday and touched almost exactly to that point. So if I really want to get as exact as possible, I'll actually move it up to where it touches this level, because that tells me that this trend is not as strong as it could have been. Had it stopped up here and turned around and went up, then yeah, this trend would still be pretty strong. But since it pierced it, there's a little bit of weakness there. In my opinion, not too much to worry about yet, but it's just worth mentioning. So any kind of move down here, I'll be looking for support entry. Whoops. And tight stop just below this range here. I'll also be keeping an eye out for a breakout type of trade up here. Look for it to clear 147. Depending on what price does on the open tomorrow, may even be worth looking for a possible small position size entry right around a break above this 146.70. But if this triggers me in as a breakout trade, my stop will be just below this trend line. So I do want to keep my risk under control here, and depending on which one of these triggers me in, I will be looking for a potential move back up here to around 448. But again, it is Friday, so I don't expect too much. A $1 move is not too bad on Friday. It could spike up in the first 30 minutes to an hour and then just trend sideways. That's usually what Apple typically does. So that's my trade plan for tomorrow, which is Friday, and we'll see what can happen.